Identifying toxicity in your relationship. Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And today we are talking about toxicity in your relationship. How do we identify it? How do we come to a conscious awareness that it is present in our relationship? Because oftentimes we may not even recognize or realize that we are in a toxic relationship, right? It's just something that happened gradually over time, or maybe it's always been that way, but you have chosen to not see the signs. My assumption would be that if you are watching this video, it's because you feel like you may potentially be in a toxic relationship. And if you are, first and foremost, let me say I empathize. I completely understand how difficult your situation is. I understand how emotionally draining it can be and how it can feel like you are trapped. You are living in your own personal jail, and that's a really hard thing to deal with. It's a difficult feelings to manage and to navigate. So I wanted to provide some signs that you may potentially be in a toxic relationship. Now, I want to be clear before I get into these potential signs that you are in a toxic relationship. If one of these things is present in your relationship, it does not necessarily mean that you are in a toxic relationship. It may just be miscommunication. It may just be that you guys are not connecting at the right level. But if you find that there are more than 2 or 3 things, right, that I'm going to present to you, then it is very possible that you are in a toxic relationship. And my recommendation at that point is to take a step back, reevaluate, and figure out whether you want to remain in this relationship or not, right? I never recommend for people to remain in a toxic relationship if there is mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, because first of all, it is a detriment to your own personal health, right? There are also safety concerns, but not only that, you are also doing a disservice to your partner, who is the individual that is being toxic, right? And the reason why is because as long as you stay in the relationship, you are enabling the behavior. And if you enable the behavior, it will continue. And they may not even realize that they're doing, or they're consciously aware of the fact that they are doing it, and you're allowing them to do it. So it will only reinforce that behavior in them and make it stronger. So do I advise to stay in a relationship if we have identified that there is toxicity? No. So let's get straight into it and talk about some of the signs that you may potentially be in a toxic relationship. So the first one is you feel a lack of support, right? So your partner may not invest the time in the relationship. There may be several occasions and times that you have mentioned that you need a little bit more help. Maybe it's financially, maybe it's emotionally, maybe it's just with general things around the house. Maybe it's with helping to pick up the kids from school, if it's doing the dishes, doing the laundry, cooking, or maybe even just you are the only person that's working right now, your partner's not working, you've been asking for support financially, and they're not doing that for you. If they are actively choosing not to contribute in the relationship, and you have already vocalized and verbalized to them your feelings, your expectations, your needs, and they choose to ignore them purposely, it is possible that that is a toxic relationship, or that is a characteristic of a toxic relationship. Now, again, if your partner is not providing you with support, if you're just looking at that one sign and saying, oh my God, I'm in a toxic relationship, that's not necessarily rational, right? There are a multitude of different reasons for why your partner may not be supporting you in this moment. Maybe they are going through their own emotional turmoil. Maybe they have their own things that they're dealing with, external stressors, familial problems, problems with friends, problems with work. Maybe they have anxiety or depression. There can be a multitude of different reasons for why they are not providing you with the support that you need. So it does not necessarily mean that because of that, you are in a toxic relationship. Like I said, it's a culmination of a lot of these different things that usually is an indication that you are finding yourself in a toxic relationship, right? The second one, and one of the most common ones that I see when you are in a toxic relationship, is gaslighting, right? So everything is your fault. Anything that possibly happens in the relationship, anything that goes wrong is your fault. And even if you know for a fact that your partner is in the wrong, or that you did absolutely nothing wrong and your partner turns it around on you and basically makes it about you and says that it's your fault and that you're the person who is responsible for this. If you guys get into an argument about something in the relationship, it's about trust or whatever the case may be. Let's say, for example, there's infidelity in the relationship, right? Your partner has cheated on you and somehow your partner manages to turn that around and make it about you and make it your fault. They're gaslighting you, right? They are manipulating the situation and they are changing the narrative to their benefit. This is one of the most common things that I see in a toxic relationship. So if you are experiencing this type of gaslighting, then it's definitely a red flag and it's something that you should be consciously aware of. The third one is emotional, mental, or physical abuse. Abuse is, the treatment of a person, of an animal, of anything with violence, with the purposes and the intent to hurt. If your partner is purposely using foul language, if they are purposely degrading you, if they are purposely telling you that you are less than, that you are, not worthy, if you are, excuse my French, a piece of shit, or that you're not worth the time and the effort, you're not valuable, that is absolutely 100% a form of abuse, right? Of course, it goes without saying, if your partner is putting their hands on you in any way that is not appropriate, in any way that is against what you are comfortable with, that is a form of physical abuse. If your partner is gaslighting you and manipulating situations and making you believe that you are the person that is responsible and at fault for 99% of the things in the relationship, that is mental abuse. So really taking a step back and saying, does my partner do this? Is my partner abusing me mentally, physically, and emotionally? And if he or she is doing either one of those three, then absolutely it is something that you should be consciously aware of, and 100% it is something that you should take into consideration, right? Time to take a step back, reevaluate, reflect, and say, why am I in this relationship? How is this relationship serving me? Am I afraid to get out of the relationship? Because the reality is, if there is some form of emotional, physical, or mental abuse, the likelihood of it escalating is high. And there are precautions that you will have to take. There are measures that you will have to take in order to be able to protect yourself throughout this process. But again, just for the sake of looking at the signs and identifying whether you are potentially in a toxic relationship, any of those three, mental, emotional, or physical, if they are abusing you, you are in a toxic relationship. The fourth one is disrespect, right? If your partner does not value you as a person, if your partner doesn't care about your opinion, if your partner doesn't give you the space to express yourself freely and without judgment, respect is a big part of a relationship, right? Because basically what that is a mutual understanding between the two of you that you understand each other, that you value each other, and that you take interest in that person's mind and the way that they think and the way that they communicate and the way that they express themselves. And if your partner does not respect you, if your partner doesn't care what you have to say, if your partner dismisses you, if your partner never validates you, if your partner speaks poorly to you, if your partner speaks poorly about you to other people, there is a major lack of respect. And that, again, is a big crack in the foundation of a relationship and probably a sure sign that you are in a toxic relationship. The final one is you feel trapped, right? You should never feel trapped in a relationship. Relationships should be mutually beneficial. They should elevate the individual. You should be able to support each other, to help each other grow, to develop, to become the best versions of yourselves and help each other along the way. But if you feel trapped, if you feel like you have no alternative, that you are stuck in this relationship, you are not happy, but it's the best that you're going to get. Maybe you even feel trapped because you don't feel safe, or because you feel like your partner may do something crazy if you decide to leave, right? any of those feelings, any feeling uncomfortable within your own relationship is an absolute indication and sign that you are in a toxic relationship. You should never feel unsafe or uncomfortable in your relationship, right? The purpose of a relationship is to create a safe space, to have a safe environment for you two to share and to bond and to grow and to be vulnerable with each other. So again, I repeat, if you are uncomfortable, if you do not feel safe, if you feel like you are trapped, this is another sign that you are in a toxic relationship. If you related to this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you have an opinion about the video, if you have any questions, if you were in a similar circumstance and you were able to get out of a toxic relationship and you have any tips, any tools, I would be more than happy to read those. Please drop them down in the comment box down below. I try to read as many as possible, and I try to answer as many as possible as well. Maybe you just want more information. You want a little bit more detail. You can visit us at www.withmyexagain.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. If you want to book a one-on-one coaching session, right? If you feel like you need a little bit more support, if you are nervous or scared to express yourself on our platforms, our social platforms. If you feel like you need some guidance, if you feel like you need a little bit more in identifying whether you are in a toxic relationship, we are here to support you. We are here to help you. You can book directly with either myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.